I think that made a difference. Okay. Hi, everyone. I have a cold, so you're just going to have to deal with the voice the way it is. Come on in, say hello. Come on in, say hello. Come on in, say hello. Hi, everybody. God's favored. That's pretty cool. That's like God's favorite. Okay. Hello, Jimmy Crate. How are you? Hello, Miss Sophia. How are you? Hi, TikTok family, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. Come on in, everyone. Let's talk immigration. Let's talk about what's going on in this great country. Hello, Mr. Ufesto. How are you? Much better. Oh, Plenty01 from Dallas. Welcome, welcome. Temi Yemi. Welcome in, Mr. 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓. Thank you for joining. If you are just joining us, hello, Miss Peggy. If you just joined us for the first time, say hello. Let us know what state, city, country you're joining from. I didn't want to say crazy, but I'm telling you, it's one thing or the other each time. But let's know where you're joining in from. Welcome to, as Miss Elena Sanctuary would say, the most positive platform in social space or something along those lines. Just V, good evening. How are you? I am Taya J from Indiana. Welcome. Pacific Blue 21, welcome. Welcome, everybody. Just be from Florida. How's your weather there? Thank you, God's favored. Yeah, it's a given. Once my teenager has a cold, it's just a matter of time. Because that's my tail. That's my sidekick. So yeah. Now I'm okay. It's just congestion. When you're congested, it just makes your head want to explode. But yeah, you gotta love being a mom. But what can we do? It is what it is. But anyway, hey, Miss Nelechi, thank you. That's why I came on early so that we can finish on time and I can go to bed. Yeah, it's been a week. But anyway, this is Attorney Abisola Ademola Olale, immigration attorney based in Alabama, representing immigration clients in all 50 states. So if you have an immigration case, if it's a case that we can represent you in, we will be glad and honored to do that. I had 2 clients have interviews today. One is in South Carolina, the other is in California. So I had someone help with the South Carolina to cover, and I joined in telephonically with the one in California. So the point being, it doesn't matter what state you live in. Immigration is federal practice, so that means an attorney can represent you in any state as long as they are licensed in at least one state. So that's what matters for immigration. And we're grateful to God that both cases went pretty well today. One is a citizenship naturalization case. So I think just long story short, he had a 751 pending. He had some issues with his previous attorney, and the person said, no, do not file for citizenship. Wait for this to be approved. I didn't see any reason why not to file for citizenship. I was like, okay, that's going to help your case get approved. And as God would have it, we filed his citizenship application in January. Yeah, January. Scheduled today, and 751 and 400 approved. So which he filed this. I wasn't involved in the 751, but the citizenship was what we did, and luckily they adjudicated both. And one tip I will tell you guys is, and that's what I told him we're going to do, and that's what we did exactly. When you've got a 751 pending, do not assume that USCIS is going to pull up your file. As soon as you get your N400 scheduled for an interview, send a copy of your I-751 file to that field office so that they can review that in advance. If they need to request your file from another office where it's pending, they have the time to do that before your N400 application or interview, so that both petition and application can be adjudicated at the same time. Hello, God's favorite. How are you? I am Queen Honey Drop. So yes, so we'll be glad to represent you. If you need to contact our office, Contact information is 334-341-4475. Where is Elijah 2? We're starting notifications. Okay. You can also go on our website, olaleandlawfirm.com, info@olaleandlawfirm.com. That's the email. You can reach us at, and we look forward to working with you. Hello, Miss Christiana. How are you? Hello, Samson. Hola, F. I am doing well. How are you all doing? Y'all, this week went pretty fast. I think it went pretty, because it felt like yesterday was Monday. Tomorrow is Friday, which is not, I'm not complaining, but we thank God. We thank God for his mercies and all that. So, what are we discussing tonight? The way it goes is, if you've got questions, put your questions in the comment section. Don't put it in the question box or whatever, the chat. Questions have to be in the comment section. That's where I go through that and all. Very good on yourself. Hope it wasn't stressed. It was not. It was actually a productive day. Very, very productive and thankful. I just sound like I'm talking through my nose because I am, because my nose is blocked. So, I'm reading to my mouth, I should say. But listen, it is what it is. Life goes on. So put your comments your questions in the comment section, and I will try to go through as many questions as possible. And that's what we're doing tonight. We're doing. Let me see. I was going to do something. Okay. So that's what we're doing tonight. Questions. Questions on recent immigration action. Questions on recent immigration actions. Let me even make actions because there's more than one. Hold on 1 second. Let me edit this because it's not just one action. It's a lot of actions. Let's see. Okay. Questions on recent immigration actions. So put your questions in the comment section. Let's get them answered. There's a whole lot going on. Thank you, Weasel. There's a whole lot going on, and obviously when there are so many, when there's so much information out there, there will always be some rumors or exaggeration and all. So that's expected. What we try to do in this space every Tuesday and Thursdays, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time Zone, is to give you the information that I have verified. And nobody knows everything, but I try to make sure it's verified information. There's some truth to it. It is verified information, not just some truth to it. And try to weed out what is not certain. And I always tell you guys, if it's something I'm not very sure about, I haven't confirmed it, I'll tell you upfront, I haven't confirmed that. So it's something I probably wouldn't touch on. But I say all that to say this. This is what is happening. This is not, hello, Miss Anna Sanctuary. Yeah, we came early today. This is not, is this a rumor? No. ICE officials are actually arresting people when they go for interviews at USCI's office. Now, it's not a case of this is not, y'all already know. I always try, I'm not trying. You would verify what I'm saying. But the concern is this. Let me see if I can get that. Okay, here we go. Here we go. You can't even go to your interview in peace. What's going on? You're calling people to come for interviews, right? And then they show up and ICE is there to arrest them. Okay. If you are on, and I'll put this link on, but just so you guys know, the recent one, the most recent update they have about this kind of thing is what happened in the Miami field office. So I'm going to share my screen. Let me go back here so y'all can see what it is. If you are on TikTok or Facebook, you're going to be able to see it, but I'll just tell you what it is if you're on Instagram, on TikTok. But actually, if you're on YouTube and Facebook, you see my screen. If you're on TikTok and Instagram, hello, God's favorite. So here's what's going on, people. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Share screen. Not that one. Where's the other one? I am trying to see. Okay, there we go. Right here. Okay. Y'all tell me if you are on YouTube and Facebook, tell me if you can see my screen. Let's see. So y'all see my screen? Somebody? Anybody? So if you want to see what I'm sharing, if you're on TikTok or Instagram, you can obviously go. Okay, thank you. So do y'all see this is as recent as yesterday? So it's not like this is not, and I've tried not to create any unnecessary fear, but in trying not to create any fear or anxiety, I'm also aware that you have to be informed about what's going on. So this is just yesterday. As you can see, I'm over and over this. This is the US. Let me go back to their page. As you can see, this is their USCI's page on Facebook. They've got tons of posts on that. But, and okay, this from today was about someone that they claim was lied about being a sex offender and was able to get citizenship. They're going to start denaturalization against him, but that's not the one. The one I wanted to see is this one right here. This news right here. This one right here. Can you guys see? USCI's facilitated the arrest of over 10 illegal aliens at our Miami office. These aliens either overstayed their visa, which millions of people fall in that, right? These aliens either, I just hate that word aliens, but anyway, I'm just reading verbatim what they wrote. These aliens either overstayed their visa, had orders of removal, or entered the U.S. without inspection. And they're saying, funny. Many thanks to ICE and our law enforcement partners for taking them in custody. Look at people who went. These are people who went to their interview at the Miami office. This specific post. You called them in for an interview, right? You schedule your I-130, you schedule your I-485. You call them in to have an interview, and then you call ICE to get them arrested. And that's what we're seeing. That even because one of my colleagues put up a post on our immigration lawyers Facebook page that their client actually was detained because they made a decision on the spot after the interview. She tried all she could, but they said she's just going to have to wait and bond him out. That was what happened after their interview. Look at how they have people in chains and handcuffs. I mean, these are not criminals. These are not criminals because they overstayed their visa. They have an order of removal. Then you're going to chain them and put them in shackles. Like, how did we? I mean, people are just the comments. You have to read the comments. So this is not. Oh no! How true is this? No, this is what it has become at this time. So at the same time, you cannot get. It's like putting people between a rock and a hard place. You can't get the green card. You're telling people to do it legally, right? So they're doing it legally by filing applications. If you don't have any other option but to file applications. And so if you file the application and you're saying you're arresting people because they overstayed their visa, I can understand people who, because that's one thing I've seeing is those who have order removals, they are executing those when they go for interviews, right? But now everyone who's coming for a marriage-based case, well, not everyone. Some people have a backup non-immigrant visa, something, TPS, whatever case may be. But majority of people going for the marriage-based cases don't have any fallback or backup status, and that's why they're going. So obviously, if they don't show up, you're going to deny the case. But then if they show up and you deny the case on the spot, then you're turning them over to ICE. What are immigrants supposed to do for a country that was stolen? Like, this country was stolen from Native Americans. Truth be told, it's sad. But just so you guys know, that's what's going on. That's the reality of what we're living in now. And another thing is, if you've got a green card, not even, well, anything green, if you got an I-485 application pending, whether it be based on family or employment, be ready to have an interview. So one of the things that I asked the officer in the interview today, that because this is the first time I'm actually I've been doing immigration work for almost 10 years. It will be 10 years in October. This is the first time I've been in an interview where they asked all the eligibility questions. Like, they went through the entire I-485 form. You know, they would just pick some questions out of the forms, you know, but we went from page 1 through 24, or whatever, how many pages they have now, asking all those questions. And the officer says that, well, that's what we're told to do now. And we have to, you know, note the question, the answers, and particularly if they have anything to contradict your information. So the point being, your I-485, I'm telling you, the I-485, you have to know the information on that form. It doesn't matter, because the way we do our things in our firm is, obviously, part of what you pay us for is to prepare the applications. And then once it's prepared, we send it to the clients. We do not send anything out in my firm without a client reviewing their forms, because it's your information. Human error is inevitable. So we have to send it to you. Let us know. Sometimes we don't catch things, you would see it, but review your information and make sure that everything that's contained in your form is the information you gave us. And so that once you get to the interview, it is not an issue. But he said, yes, every single I-485, they've been told that they have to, they've been told that they have to schedule interviews for all of them, regardless of the basis, and they have to go through the entire form and verify the information, especially all those inadmissibility and eligibility questions. So just so y'all know, I wanted to put that out there for so y'all be. This is not to let you be afraid. This is just to let you be aware. Obviously, if you have an interview coming up, you've got to go. I mean, we have one today, so they didn't make a decision on one of the cases, but you got to go. I mean, you can't. Yeah, I mean, our interviews today went pretty well. So, you know, obviously one is already approved for citizenship. So the other one, I anticipate we're going to get a decision probably tomorrow, because that's what the officer was insinuating. So it may be because they know they're going to approve that case, is why there was no big deal about it. But I just don't know. But obviously, you cannot not attend your interview. You've got to go, because if you don't go, they're going to deny your case and say you've abandoned the case. And if they deny it based on abandonment, they've also said, based on the policy, they're going to be issuing out notice to appear in immigration court. So you got to decide, going, not going. Either way, it's, I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, let's get to questions. General information, nothing specific to anyone's case. Let's just keep praying. I think that's all we can do at this point, really. Okay. Okay, yeah, all right. Thank you, Mr. Yukas. Yeah, okay, I see that you on YouTube. Let's see. All right, let me go on TikTok. Okay. 𝒊𝒎𝒒, thank you so much for your help. I'm very excited. I know who that is. You are well, that's the person I was talking about just now. Congratulations. Thank you for finding me on TikTok. He found me on TikTok. And he left a very, very nice review today. So if you want to go read it and know what I'm very humbled to just be part of so many people's lives, and just grateful to be an instrument in God's hand. Not a perfect human, but that's why I'm grateful that I've been given that privilege by God. I'm grateful. I do not take it for granted. So, but congratulations again. Celebrate with you. All right. Okay, so I don't know if his update is on, but that 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕 does wonders. I'm telling you, I slept like a baby yesterday. TJ, why is PZ saying you have a girlfriend?
I don't know, you think he's funny or something.
Okay, tell him. Does he know your mama is Nigerian? Okay, text him and tell him to get off TikTok. Or I'm going to text his mama to let him know. No, I don't play that like that. I, right, text him right now that he needs to understand your mama doesn't do that. Okay. I'm a U.S. citizen planning to go to general information, nothing special in anyone's case. I'm planning to go to Afghanistan because of my mom's heart surgery. So, what's your question? You're a citizen. The day they start to refuse citizens coming back to the U.S., then we have a problem. But I'm not going to undermine your concern because of where you're from, a Middle Eastern country, and we're seeing that they're almost like for instance, another professor that they arrested is Middle Eastern, and so there's no telling if there's a specific reason why they're targeting Middle Easterns, and the next thing you may know is they'll find something, say somebody misrepresent or concealed an information during their naturalization application, and so they shouldn't have been naturalized. You just never know with them. So I understand your concern, but I don't see, knock on wood, I don't see any reason why a citizen should be denied entry. So I haven't seen your question, but if that's what you're going to be asking, yeah. Hello, Miss Delia. I'm good. Thank you for asking. Did you see any ICE officers on ground? I didn't go in person for the interview today. I was telephonically, but that's what I just showed on YouTube and Facebook. And the video will be up, so you can go on our YouTube or Facebook page. That they have a post, and to even post that on social media, why humiliate people that way? But anyway, is it okay? It's just very risky traveling now. That's just the truth. Truth be told, it's just because, I mean, look at this lady with the H-1B visa, been teaching since 20. She's been here for years. Went to school here. A renowned doctor. Went to visit her family in Lebanon. Just went to visit her family. Thought she was coming back to resume her work, and turned back. So it's let alone if you're traveling on advanced parole, but just make sure you don't have anything in your history that's going to become a problem. So, but the truth of the matter is, it is becoming very risky traveling. So if you don't necessarily have any reason to go, I don't know. It's something I'll probably say just have to rethink your travel plans. Okay. Will the travel ban affect K1 visa? There is nothing specific right now, so we're just going to have to see whatever executive orders they want to put into place again. Does submitting your adjustment of status online or by mail affect receipt notice? You cannot submit adjustment of status online. For a vow, how long should my self-declaration be? As long as your story is. Let's see. Okay. Absolutely, Topsy Jerry. You're you're very welcome. So happy for you. Absolutely. You have no idea. I'm always smiling big when my clients, I don't know. I love people. I love to see people succeed. It gives me joy to see people succeed. Can I travel with my green card? Generally you can. I'm not giving you any travel advice. I don't know what's in your immigration history, because people with green card can also be detained, especially if you have an I-751 that was denied while you were out of the country, or you've got a 10-year green card, but you have an order removal that you never took care of. So, or you have a criminal conviction from back in the day. So anything can happen. That's what we're seeing. So generally, if none of those applies to your green card holder, there shouldn't be any problem. But yeah. You said, hello, super lawyer. are you doing today? I'm doing well, thank you. Been here for 9 years, married and had green card last year. Can I apply for citizenship? Unless you're in the military, you don't qualify for citizenship yet. The length of time you've been here is irrelevant to when you can apply for citizenship. USPS is delaying document and sent. Okay, so what's your question? Have you received any notice to appear for Janelle's new rule? I have not. Please don't jinx it. Knock on wood. I'm hoping not. But listen, if it happens, it's not the end of the world. Okay. All right. Let's see. What does we cancel your request for further evidence means? We cancel your request for further evidence. That's what it means. If we go through checkpoints within the USA, do we need to have passports or have an ID? An advance parole is okay. I did advance parole. I mean, your passport is for international travel, but it doesn't hurt to have an extra ID with you. But your, advance parole, EAD with your state ID or driver's license should be sufficient. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Professor. Jim Crate, thank you. How are you doing? I can't see. Can breathe with my nose. Good evening, beautiful people. Remember, faith over fear. Absolutely, Miss in the sanctuary. More now than ever. More now than ever. If a bond case is approved, does the beneficiary still have to pay for Form I-485, or the payment is waived? There is no filing fee for I-485 for VAW petitions effective April 1st, 2024. How long does it take for USCIS to revert on L1? Anything about processing time, go on uscis.gov/processing times to find the how long it's taking them for. This was really shocking to hear. You would think you were going for an interview, not knowing you're about. Exactly. It's, yeah. And I think I will be more concerned about, let's go a little bit. Okay. I'll be more concerned about people who have, for instance, if you've had a previous case and that case was denied, and if, especially in a case where, especially in a case where USCIS alleged, not necessarily concluded, but alleged in the previous case that it was a fraudulent marriage, and then you get married to somebody else, keep in mind that whatever conclusion they make in the previous denied case is going to be factored into a new case. So for those who have like a 204C in the past, or it was not necessarily concluded, if maybe they sent a note and the person didn't respond, they will use this opportunity now that everybody has to be called in for an interview. Keep in mind, they're going to find every way possible to bring people and to get into people's lives. They are doing that with trying to get IRS to give them information, hospitals to give them information, making people register. So another way they can get information from people, to get access to people, is to schedule you for an interview, because they know, okay, you can't get what you're looking for if we don't approve it, and we're not going to approve it until you come in to meet with us. And then it's almost like an entrapment, basically, So if you've got that previous case, and they decide that previous case was still fraudulent, and based on that they deny, because if there's a 204C bar allegation, that's a permanent bar to ever getting any petition approved, regardless of what kind of petition, employment, family, whatever case may be. And so they may use that opportunity to bring that up. If they deny the case based on that, they can actually detain the person. They call ICE, because USCIS does not have any authorization to arrest anybody. That's why you will find that they always will have to call ICE. ICE is the enforcement part of the part of the agency. So that's why you see ICE officials at the USCIS office, because USCIS cannot detain anyone. It is really shocking. Hello, Mr. Henry. How are you? Yeah, I'm feeling much better. I think I was another thing that was up quite late because we had some cases that had to go out today. Like I have some serious OCD. Like if I have a deadline, you better believe that deadline. We're meeting it. So I was up till about 2:45 this morning. It's like I gotta finish reviewing this. It's going out by hook or by crook. In is going out. So that's why I needed to start early today so I can go to bed. But God still is in control. Can we all fast and keep praying? Yes, we need to. I just hope they won't start denying applicants intention. I'm hoping not. I'm hoping not. By the time you have a president who is basically saying he's trying to bring back segregation, y'all following the news now, right? Y'all listening to everything going on. You've got someone like everything that has been the bloodshed, all the wars and this everything that has happened, the history of this country. You're trying to reopen that, like for real. Because we know the God we serve, we will continue to trust Him. Yes, God bless you, Sister Love, for all the love things. And thank you, and you as well. Don't play Nigeria. I don't play with this stuff. Like what the hell? Something African women don't play. I'm telling you, I don't play like anything. Hello, Miss Malabi, how are you? Does the NTA that they are issuing for denial after an interview have? I haven't gotten one, so but NTA would have a court date, obviously. Well, it should, unless it will found to be defective. Do you think I can travel? I have a pending I-751 based on abuse. I have no crime. I work and earn good. I've never been out of status. I'm from Nigeria. Do you think I should be worried about return? I cannot tell you because I don't know anything about your case. I'm hoping you have a lawyer in your case, so talk to your lawyer. Is it possible to get back to status when in asylum removal proceedings? Can I qualify for F1 or anything? If you are removal proceedings already, you're no longer eligible for adjustment of status. It's for change of status. Can USCIS invite you for an interview for family-based petition if my U.S. citizen son files for me? Absolutely. Absolutely. How long can I expedite my kids I-130? Contact USCIS and tell them you must have a reason to expedite anyway. Okay. USCIS canceled my interview and requested medical exam instead. Does it mean that interview will be waived? I haven't approved. It may, but I cannot speculate to something I'm not sure. But if they canceled it, it's also possible that they may end up waiving your interview. But I can't tell you whether or not yours is going to be waived. Okay, let's see. Can marriage fix permanent bar? If by permanent bar you're talking of a 204C from a previous case, getting married to someone else is not going to take care of that. That's the whole point. 204C is to bar you from getting any petition approved, regardless of how much good faith evidence you have in the subsequent marriage. You can have like 200 kids. It's not going to change if they have a 204C against you, unless you're able to overcome that 204C, which is you proving that previous case was a good fit marriage. It doesn't matter. Have a whole brood of children till Jesus comes back. It ain't going to change anything. If I had a beneficiary petition before, can I use a priority date from that petition with my new case? It depends on, like, for instance, an I-130 that's been filed by an abusive spouse in the past. The priority date should be, that's usually what the law is. We still do that on our cover letters, but that's what they're supposed to do, but half of the time they don't. That I-130 priority date can be transferred to your VAWA petition, which can make it potentially shorten the adjudication process for your VAWA case. So it has to be related one way or the other. I filed for my VAWA case since 2021 September. I've been collecting prima facie. Since then, it says, okay, yeah, you're going to keep getting prima facie determination until they make a decision on your case. My mom is a U.S. citizen filing for my My mom is a U.S. citizen, filing for my beneficiary case through her. Okay, so your mom is your beneficiary case. So what are you trying to do? I don't understand what you're asking me. Is what are you trying to do? What property are you trying to transfer? Can bankruptcy impact your case filing for your spouse overseas? It generally would not. You're probably just going to be better off using a joint sponsor for your affidavit of support, which is faster, fiancé visa or spousal visa. Based on the experience of my firm, is saying that fiancé visas are faster. But the drawback is when your fiance gets there, they still have to file additional paperwork. Unlike a spousal visa, that everything is done completed at the embassy level. What about the K1 guys that have the 2-year green card? What K1 guys has a 2-year green card? Are you talking to someone who came in with a fiancé visa and has? What do you mean? So what about them? I opted out because of my age. I was 19 and the filing took 7 years. What is your question still? What is your question? What are you trying to transfer? What case do you have now that is you're trying to transfer? I still need to know. So if someone gets denied on the first try, you're saying they will be denied again. That's not what I'm saying. Did anybody hear me say that? I didn't say that. That wasn't what I said. Okay. Thank you for not repeating questions. It's a lot faster. Can you attend college certification programs with a pending AOS? I think it depends on each school. I got a 212 waiver for aggravated felony. Okay, congratulations on that, because that's a big win. I do have a green card. Can I still apply for citizenship? Generally, I would recommend that you consult with an attorney so they can review your file and be in a better position based on your history to be able to advise you on that. Okay. Anything about processing time, how long anything is taking, please go on USCIS.gov/processing time, their website. It will tell you how long the average time for each petition type. After VAL approval, does a paused AOS resume automatically or need USCIS contact? I'm not sure what you mean by paused, but if you mean by administratively closed, you got to contact them. If it's not anything, or if you have, if you requested, if you had an I-45 that was attached on I-130, and you request for them to transfer it over to your VAL case and the VAL gets approved, then you've got to notify that field office that it's now been approved. You would think they're communicating with one another, but it's USCIS. Don't give them the credit they don't deserve. So you've got to contact them and let them know that, hey, and you people, okay, what's the approval I-360? Share to ready lots of shade the green card. Let's get this done and let's close it out, kind of thing. So yeah. How long can I wait to file N-400 after getting my 10-year green card? 10-year marriage green card. If you are still married to the spouse and the spouse is a citizen, 3 years, you can file for citizenship based on you being a green card holder for 3 years. If you're no longer in marriage or you're filing based on your own, then it's 5 years. If you got the green card through VAWA and the person is a citizen, you still qualify for 3 years. If you are in the military, if you join the military, then you can file your citizenship application now. Okay, alrighty. Okay. I got my green card 10 years last year through VAWA. I have an NGO in Africa that requires my attention. Is it safe to go to Ghana for 2 months? The same thing, same response to everybody else. Consult with the lawyer on your case. I cannot give anyone specific travel advice without, I mean, it's just not responsible of any attorney to do that if they didn't work on your case. If you need someone to review your history and you don't currently have an attorney, you can set up a consultation with someone so they can speak with you. This is not a yes or no thing where, okay, yes, go ahead and travel without knowing anything about your background. Okay. Hello, Miss Savannah. How are you? Let's see. If I-360 is approved, can an I-485 be denied? Absolutely. I-360 approval does not guarantee that your green card is green. Keep in mind, the green card is based on an underlying petition, right? That petition gets approved. That's great. The petition, like in the I-360 petition, the thing you benefit from it because you can get a work permit and you can get deferred action, but it doesn't automatically give you a green card. You still have to prove that you are admissible as a green card holder. So if there's any reason for them to feel that you need a waiver or misrepresentation, fraudulent documents, whatever the case may be, then that's something that will be adjudicated after the case is approved. Okay. All right. I think that's all the questions so far. That was quick. Thank you for not repeating questions. That really helped a whole lot, people. Good evening, Ashamu. How are you? Okay. If me and U.S. citizen father just speak no more, how can I prove I'm a derivative citizen? If you've got the information from about your dad, you can file an N-600, and if you have their proof that you resided with him, you were under the age of 18 when you became a citizen, you had a green card at that point, and you can ask them to verify his information in their computerized records and see if that helps. Absolutely, Miss Peggy. Okay, let's see. Alrighty. All right, y'all. I think. Please, which USCIS address should I send my EAD renewal form for VA with a pending I-485? Go on the I-765 website, and it will tell you where to send it to. Thank you, Anthony sent it. All right, people. So that's why I came on time earlier, so I can get off on time. I think I went through that pretty fast. So if you didn't hear the response to your question, the video will be up so you can actually replay it and all that good stuff. But I know there's a whole lot going on. There's just too much going on. There's a whole lot going on. Like we wake up each day, there's something new. But you know one thing, y'all, there are a lot of changes, a whole lot of craziness. But the one constant thing is God does not change. God does not change. God never changes. He remains the same God. And if he has promised it, if his word has said it, it shall come to pass. Let them have a trillion and one executive orders. Let them be deporting, and going, whatever craziness is. Bible says 1,000 will fall at my side, 10,000 by my right side, but they shall not come near me. Only with my eyes will I behold the reward of the wicked. You are God's child. Your name is you're identified as a child of God, and that means that you have an edge of fire round about you that has permanently protected you from any kind of disgrace or embarrassment or humiliation. And the same God that has kept each and every one of us thus far, he will keep you and protect you even in the middle of the storm. The storm is going to rage, but guess what? The same God who parted the Red Sea, who calmed the storm, is still the same God today. And he's the one. Bible says, once has he spoken, twice have I heard, that all power, all power, not some, all power belongs to God. And if he spoke each and every one of us into existence, he will speak in favor on your behalf, and no one can harm you and will remain untouchable. So like Ms. Sanctuary said, faith over fear. Do not, the only way fear can win is if you give it to it. You cannot give in to fear. Let faith continue to lead and guide us each and every day. I'll see you guys next week. Bye, everybody.